Governor-elect Larry Hogan says he's made history with one of the cabinet picks he announced today. Meanwhile, there are big questions about a controversial state program for another of Hogan's appointees. 11 News reporter George Lettuce is live in Annapolis to explain. George?
Well, Deb, that history-making pick is one Hogan's wife is especially happy about. Meanwhile, the man picked to head the state's largest state agency may have a big decision to make when it comes to the state's health care exchange.
Our transition team continues to make great progress.
A former Ehrlich administration health department official, Van Mitchell, has been tapped to now lead the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. It's the state agency in charge of the once troubled health care exchange program, which is the heart of the Affordable Care Act. Governor-elect Larry Hogan today did not say if any significant changes will come to the exchange in his Republican administration.
One of the things we're concerned about is trying to recoup some of the $288 million that was wasted on the failed rollout. I had discussions with the new Attorney General about that. He shares my concern.
Hogan said he also talked to Governor O'Malley briefly about health care in a private meeting this morning.
He was just trying to tout some of what he saw as successes in that area, but we didn't get into the problems or how they were caused.
Hogan has yet to announce who he's nominating to be Budget Secretary, someone who will have to deal with an estimated $1.2 billion deficit.
On top of all of that,
and Hogan has yet to get into specifics about his plan that he says will not include higher or new taxes to fill that budget hole. He did say he had meetings in the past week with key Maryland-based companies Under Armour and McCormick.
We're trying to talk with people about how do we help you grow and create more opportunities and more jobs in our state, and how do we keep you from thinking about leaving to other states, which is what most of them have been doing.
Today's cabinet announcements got the attention of international media. Jimmy Rhee was nominated as Secretary of Minority Affairs. Hogan believes he'll be the first Korean American to be a cabinet secretary in Maryland, something Maryland's first Korean First Lady, who's bringing a kimchi refrigerator into the governor's mansion, appreciates.
I'm happy about that. So we not only Korean for Asian is a lot in Maryland, so we're going to working on it.
Hogan also nominated what's called his Bay Cabinet, 3 major environmental positions. One of them, the Secretary of Agriculture, is Joe Bartenfelder, a longtime Baltimore County Democrat. We're live inside the State House. George Lettuce, WBAL TV 11 News.